Welcome to Time Frame Thursday. Today's quote comes from Andy Gilbert, who said, "Give yourself a deadline to stop planning and start taking action." Really, really important, because I can't speak for you, but I know I can get, if I allow myself, I can get caught up in endless planning and never ever start. So I set a deadline to make sure that I do. Hi there, my name is Christopher Diarmani, and I empower nonfiction authors, hopefully a nonfiction author just like you, so you can turn your dream of writing a book into your published reality. Because, my goodness, if I can do this, anyone can do this. And we're going to talk about a couple of simple ways to make it happen. And one of those ways is all about achieving deadlines. That's what we're talking about today, is on Time Frame Thursdays, deadlines. Setting realistic deadlines to make sure that I get all the steps done. So when I design my roadmap for author success for a book, I set intentional deadlines to complete the process. Because if I don't, I can get caught up in this endless loop of going around in circles and, well, I can make this piece better, I can make that piece better, and I can keep trying to make things better and never start. Because unfortunately, the reality is that it's true. I can make it better. I can always make it better. And I can keep making it better for years and years and years and never even start writing the book. So I need to shortcut that circuit because it's one of those things I know I can fall into really, really easily if I let myself. So I simply don't let myself. I just don't do it. When I design my roadmap for success, it includes a series of things. Number one, a set date to begin writing the first draft. That means that the time for planning is over, the time for doing is now. And I like to make that as short as possible from the planning to the doing, because no matter how good my plan is, it's always going to need to be revised. That's just a fact of life. So why get caught up in making it perfect when that can never happen? I set a definite end date for my first draft, and I work that out using manuscript math so that I know to the precise day how long it will take me to get there. Because once I know that deadline, I can do so many other things that help get my book out into the world and have it be successful. I set a definite publication date, the end date of publication highway, if you will, for this particular book. Because with all those deadlines in place and a whole bunch of other ones, it means that the book will actually get done. I force myself to do the work required to meet those deadlines. For me, it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy. If I know I only have, let's, for the sake of argument, say I've got 21 days to write the first draft. Well, on day 7, I had better have achieved a certain goal in word count, or I know I'm not going to get there. It forces me to be accountable to myself. It forces me to be responsible and do what I committed to doing. That's why I love deadlines, because they are, for me, a very, very powerful way of ensuring I do what I said I would do, when I said I would do it, and my favorite part, whether I feel like it or not. Because how I feel about the writing in that moment is just simply not relevant. It's just not relevant. But the deadline what the deadline does for me is it forces me to do the things that I know I need to do if I want to get this book out into the world and make it have the impact for the people who are most likely to buy it, the people most likely to read it after they've bought it, but most importantly, the people who are most likely to have their lives transformed by it. Because that's why I write books, to help people solve a problem in their life. And when I solve a problem in their life, they are happier, more productive, more useful in members of society. And it's just a really great way of ensuring I'm making the impact that I believe I was born to make in this world. And I would hope the same thing rings true for you. You know you were born to make an impact in the world, and like me, you've decided that a book is a really great way to get there. Go for it, absolutely. It's a system that works for me. Developing this roadmap for author success with all the deadlines that I build into it, it ensures that I get to the end of the road when I said I would get there, when I need to get there in order to make sure those pre-sales actually come about. Because especially on Amazon, if you miss a pre-sale deadline, you don't get to do it again for a year. Like, they make sure there's a very big penalty attached to failing to meet your deadline. And with a roadmap of the really detailed roadmap for author success, you can get there, guaranteed. That's the fun part of it. Using this system, I've published, as I said, 50 books and counting. I've got another one in the pipeline right now. It'll be coming out, I don't know, probably sometime mid-February, I think is what's going to be right now. And so if you've skirted around the idea of writing a book, you know you need to do it, you know you want to do it, you have a message you want to share for the world, but you still don't have a complete detailed roadmap for author success, I encourage you to start designing one. And if you need a little bit of help, just go to talkwithchristopher.com and schedule an appointment with me. We'll talk for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. Figure out what it is you want to do and what the best path for you to get there is. Who knows? I might be able to show you a couple of really interesting things that you might not have thought of. And none of it needs to be complex. It can be very, very simple. So just go to talkwithchristopher.com and schedule an appointment. Let's see where we go. But remember, the most important thing is you need to have a deadline for the planning phase. There has to be some point where you go, you know what, enough. No more screwing around, no more trying to make my outline perfect. It will never be perfect. Accept that fact, embrace that fact, because you're going to make it better as you go, because that's just how the process works. You're going to learn more as you go, therefore you're going to make it better as you go. You can't help but make it better as you go. But you need to start. You need to start writing. All right? With that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Fear Free Friday. I love my Fear Free Fridays. At 3 o'clock, yes. 3 o'clock tomorrow. Bye for now.